kind of in between. Off Austin Landing at 75. Just south of downtown Dayton. There you see the 337, 320 Juliet Whiskey after my beloved wife. We're going to go ahead and hop into our cockpit here and get things rolling. I do believe, yep. Oh, looky, this time I can see where I'm going. What a concept. We're going to start, for the purposes of being able to see things, we're going to turn off the yoke. We're going to go with our power up. We're going to start with batteries, generators. You see things coming along. Next up is avionics. Panel lights are switched on. The beacon, our nav and strobe, pitot heat. We're going to go ahead and kick both motors to both. We're going to try and... I have to kind of recenter myself here for a second. That's probably going to make everybody sick with this head tracker tonight, but I'm trying not to. Just so I can... There we go. Get these made. Oh, come on, baby. It's just enough for the head tracker to go, nope, not doing it. You know, if everything was simple, we'd be alright. But to heck with it. Alright, fine. You want to do it hard? We'll do it hard. Let's try it now. Oh man, it's just not enough. My head tracker fell, and I haven't quite got it back to the sweet spot yet, as you can tell. There we go. Let's just go ahead and turn that off right there so I can get hold of these guys. And we want that. Oh, come on. Over for there for takeoff and landing. Same thing over here. Apparently I'm not the only one having issues tonight. Microsoft is having all kinds of problems with Xbox Live, so we're here in X-Plane. Gonna take a quick couple of flights. Who knows where we're gonna end up? Still trying to get that sweet spot right for this thing, for my height. Part of the problem is the wires are all wrapped up behind the monitor, so hey, we might have got it. Let me recenter. Here we go, and there we go. We're in now. All right. Go ahead and set our props, our throttles, our mixture. We look around, clear on that side, clear on the right. We're going to go ahead and start our back engine. RPM's alive. We're going to back that down a little bit. Let's bring that motor down. Back on the old throttle here, back down to about 10 on or 15 on manifold, and 21, 22 on RPM. Look over here. We've got oil pressure in the rear motor. Take a minute or two for the oil temperature to come up. Our exhaust gas pressure, our exhaust gas temperature is coming up. It's 1297. Since we're on the ground, we're going to go ahead and open up the cow flaps. There we go. And now we're ready. We're going to go ahead and start the old front motor here. For those who don't know, the 337, built by Cessna. If I can get my stuff to work here. There we go. A little loud, but work you through it. It's a push-pull design, meaning there is a working engine back here and a working engine up here. This one pulls you through the air, that one pushes you through the air. Get back in where we can actually hear each other. We're going to go ahead and turn on altitude reporting, and we're going to set our stuff to 1200. Alright. Get all set here. Maybe give us a little bit. Nope. Got to check the map so I can get our altimeter here set so that we're at the right altitude readings. Detail, right now we're at 3002, wind is 160 at 7. That's still going to be a runway 20. However, it'll be a little bit of a crosswind. So, me and this head tracker are still going to have some issues tonight, I think. There we go. Okay. Anytime now. Alright, so there we go. We're set there. Check and make sure that our compass here, just over at about 100. We're at about 100. We should be fine. Alright, so let's go ahead and knock off all this nonsense. Driving me crazy. I imagine you guys are getting sick. Alright. We're going to equalize out all of our stuff here. Let's see if I can shut that tracker off and still keep a hold of controls on the stick. If I can, I'm probably going to do that. It's probably going to be a little better for the audience if I get one. Looky there. Okay. That's why I got rid of that stuff on the stick. Okay, so you have to bear with me for a second. I gotta clear those settings on the joystick that I had to mess with earlier today. And throttle. Nope. Stick. Sounds like we're listening to two different songs at the same time there. Just trying to check that. Oh, I see what's going on. Clear. Clear, clear. Cancel. None. No. That's not what I wanted. Yeah, that's what I wanted. None. Right? Yep. Okay. Little psychedelic tripedelic here. There we go. Alright, so we are now going to taxi out Wright Brothers traffic. This is Cessna 320 Juliet Whiskey taxiing to runway 20 for departure. Wright Brothers traffic. Go ahead, put the parking brake in. And for some reason it's not wanting to go. There. Ah, you sneaky devil, you. I said you have to hit the brakes first even though you turned the brakes off. Alright, here we go. Right up the taxiway here. Oh, it says, hey, you don't have a charter flight, which is fine. Because we're not flying charter tonight. We're just running around having a good time around Dayton. So what the plan is, turned up the building so we can see it a little better here. All the ground objects. So it might look a little more familiar to you. If you're from this area, that is. Alright, here we go, up taxiway A. We're going to run up here, triangle right. Get ready for takeoff. We're going to put flaps in notch 1. Our oil temp has come up on both motors. Our cylinder head temp is starting to come up. We'll go out here and do a quick check of systems before we take off. And we'll try the flight that I was trying earlier today. It did not work out so well. I didn't have the objects turned on. You couldn't see anything. It looked like nothing. And my pan and view wouldn't work. It just was not good. Go ahead and close those cowl flaps. Start getting this girl clean. I'm not so sold on this particular audio track, but hey, you know what? It's free, and I ain't gotta pay for it. Okay, yes, my nav data needs updated. Got it. All right. So here we are. We're gonna stop. Hold short here. We're gonna make a quick radio call, but it would help if I was on the right frequency. So if you'll notice right down here, I'm not gonna use the knobs in game. I'm gonna use the ones on my panel. We're going to go to 122.8 and dialing in. Actually, it's going to be right here. So now that's COM 1, COM 2, NAV 1, NAV 2, if I start using those. Alright, so here we go. Ready? Wright Brothers Traffic, Cessna 320 Juliet Whiskey, departing runway 20 for north departure. Wright Brothers Traffic. We've made our call. We're going to check. See, I don't see anything out there. Nothing coming at us like other airplanes. Okay. We're going to go ahead and pull out on the runway here. Brakes are a little touchy today. Follow this yellow line right here, right around to the center. Once we get up here, this is in the displacement area. We'll get all lined up here on the runway. We'll do a quick run up, and then we're going to take this thing aloft. All right. Not sure. Seems like there's a switch being flipped, and I don't know. Lights, the beacon light. I understand why the beacon's going nuts. It's kind of goofy. All right. Just for shigiggles, let's check our lighting. It seems a little odd. Yep, we got a beacon. This is the beacon. All other lights seem to be working. Nav lights green. There's our takeoff and taxi lights. Red. Okay, so all things are good there. We're going to go ahead and throttle up, bring up the pressure. Check and make sure, yeah, we are good on on propeller. Here comes more power. More power, and away we go. See, the wind is trying to push us over. The wind's coming from our left at about 45 degrees. I forgot to give her some trim. I should have put some takeoff trim, and I should have stayed direct down that center line, but I did not. We have positive rate. We're going to go ahead and suck that gear on up. We're going to climb up to about 1,400 feet here, and then we'll make a left-hand turn. Heading bug is going to go to 200 if I can get there fast enough. Okay. And here at 400 feet, we're going to make a left-hand turn. Here we are at 1,400 feet, which is roughly 500 feet above the ground level of the facility. Now that heading bug that I changed, which is right here, we're going to go till it's at 9 o'clock, or 3 o'clock, I'm sorry. That tells us that we have now turned 90 degrees to heading of the runway. We're going to continue to climb. Now we're 1,000 feet up at 1,900 feet above ground level. We started at 9. And we're going to turn again until that heading bug gets again now to the 6 o'clock position. This is called flying the pattern. Wright Brothers Traffic, Cessna 320 Juliet Whiskey, clear of runway 20 in the downwind leg of pattern, Wright Brothers Traffic. Those are expected radio calls. If I was really on the network, I would probably be making them. I should be, so I'm practicing. I'm having to put a lot of A lot of control input here, so I need to trim down. See here, our vertical indicator is saying that we're climbing at about 700 feet a minute. We're going to try to get it to where it stops moving no matter where I put it. That's called trimming the airplane out. Okay, if I let go of the stick, which I'm going to do here, see which way it goes. Up, it's going up, which means we need more down trim to keep the nose down. Part of that, though, we're going to go ahead and suck the flaps up because they're still up, and we're going to lose some lift. You see how the nose dipped down? And man, it really dipped down. Considerable amount of lift loss there, but we've now picked up a good amount of speed. Let's get it all leveled back out. We're going to kind of go over here to our left. And we're going to kind of do a 45. So we're going to go with that heading bug right here about 7:30. Sorry, I'm flying real sloppily. And as we do, up ahead of us there, you see the river out there in the distance, right? Well, right there is Marine Air Park in Marine, Ohio. Just off to our left here, if you look down, this would be State Route 725, and this would be Interstate 75. We're now heading over West Carrollton. Now, I don't have city packs for Dayton, Ohio, so it's going to look somewhat generic, and that's okay. Good old X-Plane here. May not have the best graphics in the world, but I'll tell you what it does have. It has a flight model that is second to none. So you can really train on aircraft on how to fly them. There you see right there at the bend in the river, right above the dash, right here, that is Wright Brothers. Follow the Great Miami River here. And 75, like right here, this area right there, that's going to be Heidelberg. We're missing the buildings for some reason. I've got them all turned up. For some reason, it's just saying no thank you. No, sir, not today. Not today. Looking up ahead, just past the compass there, you see where the rivers come together way up here. This area is downtown Dayton. Again, we're following the roads that we know. That's 75. Oh, there we go. No, helps if you hit the right button, Kyle. We are airborne, so I probably should back down a little bit and bring our RPMs down. We don't necessarily need to be doing 150 knots. Now see this area right here, right up here, I had to retrim because I lost some speed. Oop. This area should be where UD Arena is. Like I said, it's not exactly perfect, but some basic things still hang out here. Now we're starting to see some of the buildings of downtown to appear. They look kind of invisible to me. Coming up on the 75-35 interchange here at about 11 o'clock. The X-Plane, as I said, it focuses more on flight dynamics than it does scenery. Now you can get all kinds of scenery packs, and if your computer's good enough and if it's smart enough, gosh darn it, X-Plane will like you. Mine is not. So I don't. But one of those buildings is supposed to represent Stratattache Tower, the Meade Building. If it's still the Meade Building, I don't know if it is. So here we are at the confluence of the Great Miami. Now let's see if it shows it. Now it's kind of funny. Right down here, if you know Dayton, on the other side of that bridge, there's fountains in the river. One time I came through here and it was just this tiny little fountain right there in the river, and it did not show it. So it's not showing it this time. So we're going to do a little bit of river running right here up the Mad River. She looks really mad, doesn't she? Whoa, we're going to miss some trees. Have some fun river running, right? Got the wrong music on for it, that's for sure. So there to the left, that would probably be supposed to represent Children's. Yep, because there's the lime plant. Which which means we should be flying over Hobo Island right about right now, because this road here that this semi is going to hit that bridge and look real funky, kind of digital, ain't it? That's Fenley or Stanley, whichever you want to call it there. I guess to the right it's Fenley, to the left it's Stanley. And here we're just chasing the river. Something I thoroughly enjoy doing. Right up here. Try not to hit these wires. That'd be bad. Woohoo! And I can't roll it over because it doesn't fly inverted. Now, right about, I think where we are. This is Eastwood Lake to our left. Okay? And right here in front of us, right there, that is the kayak feature at Eastwood Park. Unfortunately, a couple people have gone in there and sans no life preservers or life jackets of any kind, and unfortunately when you go into a feature like that, you will find it's called a hydraulic. Oh, we're getting frame hits here. Hydraulics will suck you underneath the surface of the water, keep rolling you there and keeping you there. Wow. It's funny that Pizza Hut's there, but the high school is not. Well, that's the high school right there. We're taking some frame losses pretty bad. That's why it looks all stuttery, unfortunately. Not sure what's really slowing it down. Shouldn't be anything at this point. Follow Valley out here and kind of get some altitude. We're going to pop up over this hill, and there's going to be Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, I hope. I'm not sure, again, I don't know why it's getting a frame hit, but something's slowing us down. Off over that way is my neighborhood. Oh, it caught up. It said, "Hey, let me show you something here." So the boulevard there, that's Forest Ridge Boulevard, and I would live up this way if the roads were accurate. Somewhere off to the left, right about there. But now we're definitely zooming, got our frame rates up, and we're just kind of cruising around Dayton, Ohio. Right now I'd be answering a lot of questions ATC because of my altitude, which is only about 300 feet above ground level. Especially considering my proximity to that property right over there. That is KFFO, otherwise known as Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. And they don't really like you flying like this around here. So, but hey, we're just kind of grooving tonight, so getting some flights in before I go on vacation. Let me get a little more throttle to us here. Me and my fancy maneuvering's been costing us some airspeed. Alright, so let's see. Let's get trimmed back up pretty decent here. Way I can let go of this and do a little bit of something here. Direct. One thing I don't like about this in X-Plane is that I can't use my keyboard. Grimes Field seems like a perfectly reasonable place to go. So let's do it. Grimes Field is in Urbana. Or as I like to say to Ethan, you're banana. Alright, message is going to tell me course to 040. Okay. So we're going to set our course to 040. I'm going to go ahead and turn the autopilot on. So that way it starts following our path here. Nope. Wrong button. And our altitude, of course, wants to do silly things. So we're going to take it up to 2,000. We'll let it hold there. Which we're only about 200 feet short of. We'll go zooming around Grimes here and see what I can find while we're out and about. There you see that river there snaking up through. That is Mad River, and it will go up there to C.J. Brown Reservoir. Actually, it'll go up to Springfield, and then it will split off into Buck Creek, B-U-C-K. Unless you live around it, then it is Butt Creek, because there's a, they call it that because there's a sewage treatment plant on it. And the locals don't like the smell when it rains heavily. Personally, I've kayaked down both of them, and we have nicknamed the areas where they converged from the plants as Poo-Poo Runs, and the good news is it don't stink. Let's see, Easter egg time. There's the guys that made the plane. The Thoranda mob. Little Easter egg there for you. I forget, does this have a ducky? Sometimes if you click up here, there's our little rubber duck that pops up like a bobblehead, and apparently not. So, let's see, where else can we see here? It's a very nice evening here in Dayton. We are 16 miles out from Grimes now. I want to say that it's probably going to be something like this right here. That thing there, or maybe not. I don't know. Grimes can be pretty difficult to see at times until you get right on top of it. It's not a particularly large airport. Now, if time goes by, which I don't have my watch on, so I'm going to have to go by the cockpit clock right here, which says it's 20 minutes till 8 local time, which I think that's probably correct. Then the sun's going to be up for a couple more hours. Even though you see it kind of trying to dip around. Let's take a look. Oh, wrong way. Just don't want the airplane to be the main focal point here. Up behind that cloud, so we still have a little bit of time before the sun decides it's going to go on around us. Now, if I use the endgame ATC, it's going to give me vectors to landing and everything, but instead I'm going to go in here and I'm going to look at procedures and see what I can find. And I'm going to say select approach. Enter. And it's going to ask, let's zoom in on that dog and see if we can read that a little better. We're going to use the same 020 that we used on. We're going to land the same direction that we took off of. All right, so we're going to go RNAV 20. We're going to go vectors. We're going to bring the range out. So it's going to tell me to go up to the northeast side of, like, we're down in here somewhere, right, 10 miles out. It wants us to go up to Herod and then start the approach that way. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to, and we're just going to go ahead and activate it because we're pretty close. So it's going to take us straight to Herod, which is 22 miles off. You see we're churning. And we'll start our trek to that way. Runway 20 will be pretty decent. All right. So, I think, flight plan. It says, hey, stupid, change your course to 204. Getting those frame hits again and it's killing us. There, it caught up. I might have to do a little different here because it's expecting me to be up that way. So let's go 204. We're just circling right now. We're going to get back around that way. Heading is going to be not that way. Flight plan, message. Here at direct track is 204. So something seems a little odd. to me, but we're gonna go 180 out of that, so we're gonna go to 26. It's trying to fly in the path, but we've got to get to that spot first. So first we have to go to 26. That's 180 south or opposite of... Oh, went too far. 26. Of that 206 it was asking me to do earlier. So we'll zoom back around. And we're actually going to fly right over the airport to get to the point we need to be at. And it's going to go, oh good lord, what are you doing to me? I really wish I knew what was getting these frame hits on us, man. It shouldn't be doing this. This computer should be able to handle this just fine. So, unless there's something else running in the background. It's not wanting to show it to me, whatever it is. Alright, so the good news is we're going to fly right over the airport. Technically, we are not supposed to do that, but we'll go ahead and make the flight tonight. Not a problem. Keep an eye out for it. We should be about 10 miles, 5-10 miles. Sit up in my seat a little bit here and see if I can figure out where we're looking. Yeah, we're going to change that up a little bit. I guess that is the complex directly in front of us. I didn't think it was. I thought that was a lake. See what that means? Don't fly with Kyle because he can't see stuff. Hey, guess what? Kyle wasn't blind. That is not the airport. Is that stupid beacon light doing that again? Ha ha ha, it was water. I might be plumb dumb, but I'm some dumb, but I'm not plumb dumb. Okay, so the airport's going to be up here on our right somewhere. Should be pretty easily identifiable. It should have this thing called like a runway. A couple of them actually. Well, that's Urbana. Grimes Field is right there. Yep, that's it. That's our airport. Grimes Field traffic, Cessna 320 Juliet Whiskey, inbound 2 miles to the west on a downwind right pattern. Runway 20, touch and go. Grimes Field. Alright, so what that means is we're just going to go down, we're going to put the wheels down, we're going to go in like we're going to take a land, we're going to touch, and then we're going to just roll back out and take back off. We're in a right-hand pattern, which means the turns that I make to get off the runway and onto or into the pattern, I should say, are right-hand turns. Now, Grimes does not. I do not believe Grimes has a distinction. Most times it's left-hand patterns. I just minimized the window that would tell me, or where I could find out. Anyways, let's get to Sky Vector. Go to I-74, Grimes Field. Where you at, Grimes? There you are. I-74, Grimes Field. No, there is no indication right or left pattern. You can do either. Oh, I take that back. It is a left pattern. Oh no, it's lighted. I'm sorry. I was looking at something wrong. There is no... Nope. It is a traffic pattern is left. Which means I'm going to have to go out here, turn around, and then come back in. But we'll be able to do a straight-in approach. So we'll go out there to the waypoint that we're supposed to go to. See what kind of craziness ensues if I turn on the nav. It's going to go, are you stupid? You're nowhere near that. Could be because my course is 180 out. Could be. Hello. 026. I'm gonna reset it. Taking them damn frame hits again. I don't know. I may just have to get a Cessna from now on. I don't know. Or you know, just a little regular 172. 337 seems to not like life here. Okay, so we're in nav mode now. And it seems to like... No, it don't. How about that? Keeps wanting to tell me that my nav data is out of date. I know. It's telling me my cylinder head temperature is a little warm too. We'll lean it up until we see a drop in RPM. Oof, exhaust gas temperature is getting way high. Well, tonight's stream brought to you by... Where the hell am I? Well, how am I doing this? Because clearly I ain't right. Let's go ahead and turn off that who needs an autopilot. I guess we can do a left pattern. I'm on the right side of the field now to do a left pattern. So, heading... Should have done that before I made the turn. Stop there and just hold. 200. So we're on base. I'm going to go ahead and line up for final, which should be somewhere around here. Yep, I see it right there. 12 o'clock. Grimes Field, Cessna 320 Juliet Whiskey, inbound for landing 7 miles out on final approach. Grimes Field. Alright, so we are slow enough now that we can go ahead and drop the gears. We're going to go ahead and do that. Gears in transit now. As you can see there, little clamshell design on the back of the gear is pretty cool. It's one of the very few planes that does that. It's the only plane that does that, as far as I know, is the clamshell design. Alright, so we have our approach lights in up there, and it says that we're not far off from our altitude. We want two white, 2 red, and we got 1 right, 3 red, so we're a little low. Go ahead and get lined up best we can. Try to maintain some altitude here rather than lose it, and if I do that, I'm going to put a notch of flaps out. So we're in the white arc now. If I can do that, there we go, 2 white, 2 red. So now we just kind of put it in a slow, gentle descent all the way to the scene of the crash. And remember, we said we were touch and go here, right? So we're going to touch and go. And then we're going to go right back up into the pattern. Oh, we're getting a little low. We're getting a little high. Oh, I'm sorry, wrong. White is high, red is low. More whites and reds. Here, high. There we go. Whites and reds are equal. Frame hits are getting me now, so we're going to... Number one, we're going to bring it to about 300 feet down. Maybe 400, because it took us right back to white. About the time you try to work on it being this slow is when it's going to go back fast. See? Knew it. And it did it. Still high. Coming in here, we need to start bringing some speed down. Blue is our second notch of flaps on our airspeed indicator there. Just ballooning because of the flaps a little bit. Oh, we're going to have to be careful here. We got to keep it in the green on our airspeed indicator there to the left on the panel. We're actually on the edge of a stall. And as I try to shallow this out, it says we're on, but we're going to shallow here. Yeah, see, we're low now. I try to bring it up, give it a little bit more petro. We're going to make it there. There we go. We're right on now. Right where we need to be. We're going to aim for those 2 white marks in the center of the or to the outside of the black. The black is where everybody else touches down, so that's where we're going to. We're not going to pay attention to those lights now. We're close enough. We're just going to fly it all the way down. Get pretty close. We're going to be a little long. That's okay. We're going to flare, 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 and bring it back. We're gonna wait till we get back into the green here. We're gonna go up an additional. We're gonna take the flaps up 1, and now we're in the green arc, and up and away we go. Positive rate. We're going to suck the gear back up. Gears going in. Again, that beautiful clamshell movement there. And at 1,400 feet, we're going to hang a left. 13, 14. Now we're going to be real careful. We're going to suck the other set of flaps back in, even though we're still in the white regime, because in the slow speed regime, if you start making real nasty turns, you can get to a real nasty turn. So we're just going to take it nice and easy here, watching that heading indicator. We're now at 90 degrees to the runway, so if I look to the side here, we're about 90 degrees from our runway heading. About, roughly. Ain't going to be perfect. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and climb up to 2,400 after we make this turn. Our speed's kind of come back to us. We're going to not pull back on the stick so hard. Otherwise we're going to lose, we're going to stress, not stress, but we're going to bleed speed because of our turn. Alright, and rolling out here at a 208. Looking to our left, we should look fairly parallel to the runway, and we are. Okay. And the frame hits stop. Really got to figure that one out. Shouldn't be happening. Alright, so now we're going to change our heading, right? I want to go to heading 240. Heading bug is set at 240. We're just going to put the autopilot on. And we're going to say 2,000 feet. You know what? We'll go up to 2,500. We'll take it up to 2,500. We are going to kill the flight plan here. Delete flight plan, and we're going to go direct to K. D. A. Y. Because we'd like to. And look at that, we're right on track. Message says set a course to 243, so we're going to set a course of 243. And when we do, theoretically, I hit that nav button, we should go right towards it. Which means now we're on track. And we're going to go to procedure. Select approach. Enter. Let's close in here. Let's go 24 right. RNAV 24 right GPS. Enter. Vectors Javato. I remember Javato. Enter. Flight plan Javato. Take the I should have. I did that wrong. Let's go to procedure, select approach. RNAV 24 right. Nope. You know what? Just forget it. Let's not do that. We'll just roll it straight into date and see how we do. We're definitely on track for it. Straight ahead. Which means we should be getting to the point where we can see it here pretty soon. I hear a button clicking, but I don't know what it is. Can't take my feet off the pedals and make sure it's not something there. Seems like the whole thing's been a little wonky today. Like I said, Microsoft having all kinds of problems. There it was. I don't know what it is. Microsoft's having all kinds of problems. No word yet on the fix for the major outage. As of 40 minutes ago. Account and profiles got current issues. It's taking longer than anticipated at 8:03 p.m. There's a lot of people upset about that, I'm sure. Oh. It's the trim wheel that I'm hearing clicking. Chi vector, let's go back to KDAY. We said the RNF for 2-4 right. We did Zulu, I think. Yeah, so we should actually be... Oh, we're off course. Quite a bit. Actually, course should be 241. Or are you going to yell at me? Yeah, I know airspace is ahead. I see that. How many times I got to tell you? Bonnie, then did V. Habnu, yeah, that's what we want. See, procedure, enter, this is ZP Zulu, so get you a better view of what's going on here on the GPS, enter. Bonnie, enter, and activate. Alright, so we can go message, flight plan. So it's gonna bring us back around to get us back on plan because Bonnie, I think, is behind us. It is. I could actually go, let's just do this. If I could get my damn mouse to spin right when I want it to. Then you activate leg, yes. So that should flip us back the other way. And the frame hits are just rolling along. So we are now 15 nautical miles outside of Dayton, right? We should be at or above 3,000 at this point, so we'll bring that up. I think we can get there before Dead V. David Echo, David Victor Echo. At that point, we'll be on a 241 course down to runway 24 right and land where the Blue Angels did. Yes, I know. Approaching airspace, nav data out of date. I know. Man, it really wants me to fix that nav data problem, doesn't it? Yep. Let's see if I can get it to do it while we're flying here. Update. Probably going to give it more issues with frame hits. Or it's going to go, hey stupid, you can't do that. Freeze the game. Alright, so here we go. We're coming over on our fix here at Deadv. And there you see that we're on to the next one. Ooh. It didn't like that at all. Coming back over. Getting on plan now. And now we're going to want to come down to 2600 for our next one at Habnu. Intersect at 2600. It looks like we're... Oh, I see it. Straight ahead. Look right up here. You see that red dot right there? Those are our landing lights. I shouldn't say that. Those are our navigation lights for the approach. Approach lights. Poppies. Poppies or sassies. I'm not sure which ones those are. I think poppies are on top of each other and sassies are next to each other. Or vassies are next to each other. I may have that backwards. Look, I'm not a pilot, I just play one on computer. We're going to take the autopilot off because who needs an autopilot? A 757 spy would say, who needs an autopilot? Alright, we're going to hold 2,600 feet to Habnu, which we are 1.4 miles from. There's the lights of the runway. Now I can see it. Hey, I got a great idea. How about we put them wheels down? Let's go ahead and bring the speed back a little bit. Kick out a notch of flaps. What was I thinking? I'm gonna land this thing. Kind of hard to do it without that. So here we go back over. This would be the Stillwater River here, I believe. Or no, this would be the Great Miami. Stillwater's on the other side. There's 5 rivers in Dayton. That's why we have the 5 Rivers Metro Parks. 3 massive ones, major ones. This is the biggest one out of the 3, which is the Great Miami River. And if you've ever been on the Great Miami River, you'd know that it's not so great. But it's greater than the Little Miami River, which is out to our, would be east of the position that we are currently. So while it's not so great, it is greater than the Little. And the Mad and the Stillwater. Oh, I can see the incoming lights there off my nose there for runway 18. That might be what we're actually supposed to be landing on tonight. But the lights of 24 right are on, and I'm gonna use them. Ah, so those are the top up and down ones. So that might be a Vassy. Either a Vassy or a Poppy, I'm not sure which. Poppy's on Toppy? I don't know. That's probably way not right. Hey, does this thing still say nav data? Whoa, what just... Didn't like something there. It says I'm high. Oh, nope. Now it seems like we are right on where we need to be. On this one, the vertical one, you want red over white. If you see 2 whites, you're too high. If you see 2 reds, you're too low. So red over white. Just like you see straight ahead, that's runway 25 right. Dayton James H. Cox International, Cessna 320 Juliet Whiskey, en route, short final, runway 24 right. Full stop. James H. Cox, Dayton. Alright, so if you look to the right off of the runway there, that's the home of the U.S. Air Show, Dayton Air Show. They've renamed it like 6 times. It used to be the Vectron Dayton Air Show, then it was the U.S. Air Show. So, but anyways, this is Dayton International Airport, where just so happens tomorrow at 1:12 p.m. I will go aloft with my family off one of these here runways, probably this very one that we're landing on, because it tends to be, the wind tends to blow straight down it. We will take a vacation to go see family down in Florida. We're going to give it another notch of flaps, cut the power, which was the wrong move. We just ballooned like crazy. And we're just going to bring it down in nice and slow and easy. Give it a little power back in so we don't stall out. Whoa, there's those frame hits. Kind of love it when it does that. I would really like to see what the even though the frame hits were crazy, I would like to see what the landing rate was on that. Wow. It's amazing, these frame hits in here. Alright, we're going to exit here. Only doing 20 knots. Why would I be locking the brakes up? Oh, there we go. Taxiway Mike. Man, terrible with these frame hits. Alright, James H. Cox, Dayton International, Cessna 320, Juliet Whiskey, clear, runway 24 right at Mike. Taxi to parking. Man. I would need to figure out what is going on here. Well, that pretty much concludes our flight for this evening. I'm not going to drive it all the way to parking, so we're going to stop here. We're going to call it an evening. Thanks for flying with us in the confusing skies. Have yourself a great holiday on the 4th of July. Be safe, be smart, be happy, be merry.